Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And this is an interesting job. I've been cleaning this carpet for quite a few years, I think about 10 years or so. It is about a 40-year-old carpet, original carpet to the house, we believe, me and the customer that is. And the story was interesting of how I came across this job was about 10 years ago. This customer had been getting the carpet steam cleaned, and it looked terrible. She get it cleaned, and they had a good truck mount, I guess. Company been around for quite a while, but anyway, carpet looked like it would take a day or two to dry. A day anyway, because it's a very thick carpet, as you can probably tell. And it would look good when it was, well, it looked pretty good anyway. But anyway, it just didn't look great. It was all blotchy and really looked terrible. The more I think about it, as I'm remembering it now, it actually really looked pretty bad. So anyway, so she had heard of us from, I don't know how she heard of us. I think she probably got a brochure delivered to the door. But anyway, so she decided, well, I'm going to give this company a try. They're doing something different. So when I came in and looked at it, I was concerned because it looked really bad. It really did look bad. But I said, okay, I'll do what I can for you. And I cleaned it up, and it looked great. And she was very happy with the way it looked. Looked better than when she'd be getting it steam cleaned. And then she discovered that it stayed clean. And needless to say, I've been coming and cleaning it now for about 10 years. And it's very, very worn in the traffic areas. It looked like this when I first saw it. Just terribly worn in some areas. But because it is very old. But she's not planning to replace it. She's gonna just live on it until she moves on. It actually always cleans up. Other than the wear, it actually does really well. In fact, like this area right here where nobody gets walks on, and other areas where there's little to no traffic, it comes up beautiful. Oh, by the way, that was one of the things that was really amazing is when I cleaned it, it had a really dull, dingy look, and then I cleaned it, and it did what carpets do when I clean them. It pops. The color came back, and it just really looked quite amazing, other than the wear. And then there's actually a very, very nasty permanent stain up ahead of me here in the living room, which I'll get there in a sec. Now what happened is she had an air conditioner. Oh, we'll get to that in a sec. Move this couch back. Okay. Yeah, she had an air conditioner sitting in the window over here, and it was leaking all over the carpet, and she didn't realize it. Must have been doing that for days and days. And there was, I think, a pillow with some pattern or something in it, just sitting there soaking wet. And also the leg of the couch sitting there just soaked for days and days and days and days and days, and things bled. So there are some permanent stains over here, because those are the things that can make permanent stains: color transfer and wood dye transfer. But anyway, she has no intention of replacing the carpet ever. It's just not something that interests her. But I mean, it's amazing how well this carpet cleans, even though it is so very, very worn. And when I get over to the front of the top of the steps there, we'll see some real significant wear. And then there's a weird, I'm not sure what happened here, but there's carpet pile is literally missing right there. Looks like it melted away or something. I have no idea what happened there. That was like that the first time I saw it. It looks like maybe an iron was sitting there, come to think of it. It actually is that shape. Probably that's what happened. Somebody was using an iron somewhere along the line and put it on the carpet, and that's the end of that. You do see that from time to time. Anyway, this is the, of course, this is the Spinsafe brush, and this is actually the first time I'm using it on this carpet. Now, the last time I cleaned this carpet, I probably used my soft bristle brush, which works well, but this is a little more aggressive and has a better ability to penetrate and get into the pile of the carpet. This is quite a thick pile carpet, actually. Right in front of right here, the carpet is just, there's no texture really to speak of there. It's really worn there. $40 years is a very, very long time for any carpet. I have not pre-sprayed anywhere. The only place I put any pre-treatment was on some of the spots, which aren't that many on this carpet this time. Sometimes there are, but not this time. There's a kitty cat in the house too. See some cat hair getting pulled up here, which this brush is very good at pulling out of. So I've mentioned that before on other videos. If you want a really good brush for your rotary, this is a really good brush for your rotary. And again, that's one of the reasons why the rotary is a superior machine, because you can put a brush on like this and you've got the ability to use this, whereas with the OP machines you can't. Although there is a brush for the Auric, but I sure wouldn't want to use the Auric on this job. It would float on this carpet, on that one in the hallway anyway. Look at this carpet, isn't that beautiful? Look at the color. They weren't afraid of color back in those days. And this is one of these really good wearing carpets. I think they call this one the Propylene. Really wears well. When I was a teenager, we lived in a house which had this type of carpet in it. Hard twist. This is one of the better carpets they ever made, actually. Which is why they don't make it anymore. They don't want a carpet that'll last decades. They don't make enough money that way. Actually, the job I just came from, the carpet, she told me was 3 years old. I didn't record anything on it. but it was unbelievably worn for a carpet only 3 or 4 years old. Just garbage carpet they make now. Okay, let's go back down the hall, and then we'll switch over. Yeah, there were some stains right there, and they're all gone. Yeah, this brush works very, very well. If you haven't got one of these, you'll need one. I don't use it a lot, but in the right situation, it is definitely a really good tool. It really has lifted the pile over here very well. But it's still very worn. Very, very worn. Okay. So let's just go over here and we'll do a switch. Get rid of this. That's from the brush. Grabbing a hair and junk and throwing it up onto the wheel there. And I already did clean underneath that couch, and I groomed and put it back. And this is the first time using AstroTurf on this carpet as well. And again, I can't emphasize how much I really have learned to appreciate these pads because of their ability to not just extract, but to scrub and extract all in one. With the AstroTurf green stripes on there, it really ups your game. Again, not always the right choice, but usually is what I choose now because it just works so well. I vacuumed this one with the Kirby because it's a very plush carpet, and I remembered that. I usually would use the Kirby when I vacuum this carpet because being so plush, it's kind of a bear to move the vacuum on this particular carpet. Okay, let's go under here. Yeah, I just realized it's binding a little bit, and the reason is because the carpet's almost dry. Even though I was definitely putting a lot of moisture in there with the brush. It just dries so incredibly fast. But I could, again, the advantage of the rotary is I could feel that it was a binding, which tells me that I need to add a bit more moisture. With an OP, you don't get that feedback. A bit of a loose plug there. I have those steps to do as well. You know, when I came in the door, it's a split level, so you come in at the landing on the metal of the steps at the front there. And when I walked in the door, I immediately looked at the steps and noticed they were looking pretty darn good, actually. And I remember the first time I saw the steps, they were black. It's really incredible how well this carpet has, you know, not only how I was able to restore it initially, but how it continues to stay clean. It is just a real testament to how well the SETT method will maintain a carpet over a long period of time. And you know, you read or see or hear comments from people saying, you know, if you're going to clean with this method, you got to go and steam clean every few times in order to, you know, properly flush the dirt out. And again, that is absolutely not true. Absolutely, totally not true. I have many carpets I've been cleaning for years, and they've never been steam cleaned ever since I started cleaning them, and they look wonderful. They stay clean. There's no, this supposed buildup of soil simply doesn't happen. It's a myth. I don't think I can get in there. Oh, maybe I can. Okay. Just barely. Alright, that's as far as I go. There's a chunk of hair right there. So let's go over here. Now what I wanted to do is I want to double check, see how much solution I actually used, and I can tell because this tank has marks on it. And I know what I had in there. And, well, what do you know? Oh, I actually had it up to 2. So I used a gallon, almost a gallon and a half, which is a fair amount. Not very, anyway. But anyway, we'll head back down the hallway. And then we'll look at the pad, and then I got to do the steps. Let's head back. That's amazing. That was really quite grubby right there, by the way. It's looking really good. Amazing how the color comes back on this carpet. Okay, let's have a look. That's not too bad. Okay, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.